This next vlog here is how Muslims have contributed in the UK. Now, I interviewed several people about this, and some of the outcomes were quite surprising, to be honest with you. I mean, have we really contributed to the UK? And how? I mean, I know Muslims contribute to charity quite a lot, do a lot of things for charity. I mean, they got to do a lot of things for, like, you know, flood relief, if there's any floods, or, you know, things that happen in the UK, they all get together and do things. So I asked these number of individuals what they do to contribute to the UK.
It's priceless. And I suppose someone's been filling your head with the usual nonsense, eh? 1,000 wasted years. A black hole in history, am I right?
Assalamualaikum, my name is Major Naveed Mohammed from the Army, and I'd just like to share a few thoughts reference the contribution that Muslims make in this country. Now, for me, as a member of the armed forces, I'm following in the footsteps of Muslim contribution from over 100 years ago. Muslims served gallantly during the First World War as well as the Second World War. Indeed, the first recipient of the Victoria Cross in the First World War was Qudad Khan, who was awarded the medal for excellent service on the battlefield. However, even today, to this day, Muslims continue to serve all over the UK, whether it be in uniformed services, whether it be in business, whether it be in education, and they're excelling in all of these fields. So I think, without doubt, the Muslim community is hugely contributing to life in the UK, and all of us jointly should be proud of that.
I spent 5 years working at University College London Hospital as a youth support coordinator, where I was offering recreation and therapeutic support to young people who have cancer. As a Muslim, it's very important that we look after those who are ill, those who are sick. I spent my day offering support to young people, not just young people, but teenagers and young adults who are coping with horrible disease, and I was helping them cope and their families, offering activities, fun things to do, engaging them in social activities and helping them cope with their diagnosis. It's a piece of work that I was really proud of.
Were there non-Muslims?
I was working with people of all faiths and backgrounds, majority non-Muslim people in the city of London. Of course, there were small numbers of Muslims we were working with as well. As a Muslim, it's important that we look after humanity, and visiting the sick and supporting the sick is something which is very close to our faith and something which is very special to me in my heart as well.
Hi, I'm Laura. I'm the director of a company called Connect Futures. We bring people together, we work with young people, different communities, and try and make some good connections between people and schools.
So what exactly do you do?
So at Connect Futures, we work a lot with schools, we work with young people in communities from really different backgrounds, bring people together, try and create some more understanding, particularly around some of the tougher social issues, around gangs, for example, around sexual exploitation, around extremism, and try and get people to understand each other, and particularly for young people to stay safer and be able to communicate with each other better.
Well, I've joined the military. I've spent nearly 11 years within the military. During that time, I've served on operations for my country. During this time, I have worked on humanitarian operations across the globe. One being the military operation in the Mediterranean, saving over 5,000 lives full of refugees. During this time, it was a very trying time, but during this I was able to use my cultural knowledge as well as language skills to help aid these refugees. Serving within the military does not stop you being a Muslim, does not stop you being a British citizen, and you don't lose your soul.
My name is Samir Karim. I'm the CEO of a firm called DWS Legal. Just a quick synopsis on how British Muslims have helped Britain today where we are. I mean, it's quite clear that if you look at the youth of today, and you just look at firms like accountancy firms, legal firms, financial advisory firms, they are more and more prevalent. The Muslims of the youth today have clearly made a path for all other young Muslims to follow in their footsteps, and that is to enhance their professional services, get into positions of power, get into positions of reputation and esteem, and all that's going to do is help my kids and hopefully generations below us to obviously try and enhance the economic success within Britain, and also to enhance the economic success of us all working together of different faiths. And I think one of the key things is that Muslims are now getting more and more involved, and all that's going to do is help us to create a name and to create a power that Britain will then obviously thrive from.
Riaz, I'm not filming this video until you flip that camera. We cannot watch it in this size. So the question that Riaz has asked me is, what is Muslim contribution to the UK? I'm going to focus on the women's contribution. A lot of women have gone out and achieved some great successes, especially from Leicester. You've got people like Pearl Daisy who have gone on and done great things. You've got people like Dina Tokyo from wider UK who have gone on and made a great impact in the hijabi world. But what I also wanted to give a shout out to is the mums. There's mums that decide to bring up their children and then they focus on themselves at a later stage. That is not because they're not successful or they are oppressed. Incorrect. That is because they choose to do that. And I think there's women who are Muslim and non-Muslims who really concentrate on their children, and I'm going to give a shout out to them because they are doing a great job too, bringing up the next generation of successful Muslims and non-Muslims, inshallah.